First things first, today we're going to get the exclusive first look, not exclusive at all, posted on Twitter again, at the 100 Thieves first-person shooter that's in development. Here's the thing with this. A lot of people are saying, oh, it's, they're competing with Midnight Society and Dr. Disrespect. I think they're developing a straight-up arena shooter, kind of like a Call of Duty style game, a Splitgate type game, a Halo type game. We're going to see the first gameplay in here. We're going to hear a lot of the 100 Thieves creators talk about this game that they're developing, that they're making. I'm not 100% sure. What's up, Lucifer? I'm not 100% sure how this went down. With Dr. Disrespect and Midnight Society, they literally started their own game studio. With 100 Thieves, I kind of get the feeling that they are coming on board to an already existing project and kind of are acting as partners in this thing. Right now, it's called Project X. Terrible code name. But we're going to see the first footage here. All the 100 Thieves creators are playing the game, giving their feedback. They're involved in the process, and they might tell us more here about their involvement. So let's get going with this. About 6 minutes long. You're going to hear Nadeshot talk a lot.
All right, what's going on, everybody? Today we're going to be talking about Project X and the progress that we've made. I mean, this is the 5-year anniversary, so why not talk about probably
Mr.
the
McDonald's
biggest swing we
himself.
could possibly take here. Making a video game, you probably didn't expect it, and neither did we 5 years ago.
Welcome to the first ever 100 Thieves Project X playtest.
We told you that this is going to be a community-driven video game. We're going to build with as much transparency so that you guys can feel a part of the journey every step of the way.
Transparency every step of the way. That's also the big thing with Midnight Society and Dead Drop, Project Moon. Developers are doing something really interesting and bringing gamers in and giving them an earlier look at games a lot more often these days and rethinking that process. I'm very happy about that. Mainly because I think a lot of people still to this day think making video games is super easy. It's obvious what needs to be done. But the development process is extremely difficult. It's very complicated. And I think it's a lot of people don't understand it in general. So I think it's overall a positive that gamers are getting involved, are getting these super early looks at games and game development because it's almost educational. For us, and it helps with player expectations, I think, because I've heard, the flip side of it is the risk is people see these games that are super early and are like, oh my God, this looks like garbage. When the reality is it's got 3-4 years of development left. So you hope people don't react that way, but that's the risk you take.
We've been working on a prototype for the last couple months. I really want to emphasize the last couple months because that's really all of it's been. And really the goal was just to build a sandbox.
So it's already playable. They're going to show it in here.
Baseline prototype so that we can get onto a map, shoot guns, and play a video game at the most basic level. And this is built on real code that we have created ourselves, we own. Our
so it's
goal
built,
is not to make...
This has only been in development a few months.
You might see like a dull, very bare bones, basic gun game. That's not what we're here to do, and we're not knocking anybody that does that. Our goal for Project X years from now is for this to be a very bright, colorful, vibrant, animated game. Where we're at today, we've got the prototype, and we actually did our first ever wide-scale playtest.
Yo, the Deagle.
Notice they said it's still years away. Okay.
The Deagle, though. Whose heady is that, bro?
We brought in 2 different groups.
Did I hear Courage say Deagle?
Some of our creators, our pro players, and some of our employees to really take a stab at running around on this map and see what they think is fun.
All right. Yo, no
So
shot,
here's
right?
actual gameplay, okay?
No shot, right?
Of 100 Thieves game, Project X. This has only been in development a few months. It's got a long way to go. That looks like a Deagle. It's an Able there.
Red October, baby.
Wow, he killed the rest of them. Looks like an M16. Again, very early. The gunplay already looks smooth, though, which is nice.
1, 2, 3.
What? There's a guy on the wall over there. They're very early,
The
obviously.
first group and the second group, we ran over time. We had them in there for 3 hours because everybody was just having so much fun. And I will say, it was a very special moment to see everybody playing Project X in this prototype while also playing on high ground keyboards and everybody slugging back juvies. Now, that might feel a little bit too Truman Show for some, but it was genuine.
Does enable cheats not work?
He would help.
Does enable cheats not work?
No, I might have.
I don't know what a high ground keyboard is. Is that like 100 Thieves brand or something? Why does she sound like she's losing her mind?
In your face? What?
I assume those are like devs or something out there.
I'm coming after you.
Because I think it's important to recognize, you know, Nadeshot and Courage and those folks are not coding this game, to be clear.
Drops is looking like he's playing on Bocage right now.
They're giving feedback.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Come on, bro. That would be a 4 right there. I was 2 away.
We got a shotty. Courage has got a shotty.
Guys, sadly, we are out of time for today's session. We'll end it on that one.
Mike has Courage won.
Let's do some feedback, guys. Let's do some feedback. We'll leave it on that. You don't want no question, bro.
Nobody saw it, Jack.
You won the last one? Yeah. Who was it?
It was you.
Thank you, man. Yeah, let's go. I didn't know.
There's just so many different ways to play a first-person shooter nowadays, and I think that was probably the most fun for me when we had the best-in-class players, a part of the 100 Thieves professional teams and creators, all having an opinion on what Project X could be.
But what I love, like,
Why does Courage look so relaxed? Oh, man. Again, I think this is going to be a straight-up arena shooter. That's my opinion. Whether that means tactical shooter like Valorant, whether that means Call of Duty, you know, we'll see.
I just love that I think everyone from all like the people from competitive that I talk to, you know, all the girls that in 100 Thieves, to even just us here in the conversation I've had with Matt, is like, I think everyone's really aligned and understood on just like bright, colorful, if there's abilities, making characters that people want to resonate with, like.
The feel of Call of Duty has always been so special, but they never had like a ranked S&D play, so no one attached to it. But like, people love the feel of Warzone, so if we take that base engine and apply it to like a, because I don't think an arena-based shooter outside of S&D only would do well, like Respawn Game.
So, okay, he's saying, you know, don't go arena-based. He's saying go Battle Royale, or I'm kind of thinking it's going to end up going tac shooter, personally. But we'll see.
I love about Valorant, I love that it's like
Valorant,
two teams, right? And I love circle shrinking. I think that's so fun. Like, what if there was a way to combine both? Where it's just like 2 5v5 and the map is like not too big, but there's still like, I don't know if plant size or whatever, but like the circle strings in a random place would be kind of sick.
Yeah,
Should we have like a hybrid between a tac shooter and an arcade shooter, combine it into one and be search and destroy only? Are we alienating too many people by not having a Battle Royale component to our game? How do we reimagine Battle Royale? At the end of the day, the prototype right now is a sandbox.
I don't think there's any way it's going to be a full-scale Battle Royale. I think that's going to be way too big.
Where we're just throwing everything at the wall and seeing
that's way too. That's going to be way too big budget, I think.
Unique.
The great thing is you then build that in the software really quickly to figure out whether it is cool or not.
Battle Royale is at a point where if you're not Apex, you're not Warzone, you're not Fortnite, you're only the flavor of the week, and then people move on. And by the time this game comes out, 3 years from now, probably, unless this has some type of component that literally reinvents Battle Royale, I think it'll be really hard to break into the genre. It's kind of like MOBAs now, right? You got Dota 2 and you got League of Legends. There's not many new MOBAs that come out of the scene. They might be there for a couple weeks and then people move back to the old games. So I think if they went straight up BR, unless they had something really, really, really unique and special, I think that'd be a mistake.
The whole question just keeps revolving until you get it right on the software.
If we end up doing that, like a play session like that, where we all come back and drinks, and we're gonna make it competitive. I'm gonna go grab like a fucking backpack from Prada and a satchel from Dior. Whoever ends up with the most wins by the end of the night's walking home with that.
Shit.
If we're gonna do that, let's do like a pro section
That was probably one of my favorite parts of the entire playtest, was just the conversation that the playtest elicited from all of these incredible players and creators. So much more to come, but we're figuring things out and we're tinkering with this sandbox, and I think we've got some really, really good ideas, and now we got to execute. Many more updates to come, a lot of work to be done, but if we do this together, I think we'll find success. So thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys soon. All right, what's going on, everybody? Today we're gonna...
that was very interesting for numerous reasons. I'm glad that we've seen gameplay already. I'm glad that we got those ideas out in the open. Like, they're thinking about mixing genres, tac shooter, battle royale, arena shooter. That could make it something special, because they can't just launch, you know... I mean, they will be able to market this game to their whole community at 100 Thieves, right? That gives it definitely a leg up from just any other old new IP. But I'm glad to hear those conversations occurring. That's pretty cool, and I think that's one of the things that you might get when you have creators involved in a game, literally from conception. Sometimes it's good to have fresh eyes, right, instead of or outside perspectives in your creative process, and I think that's what's hopefully happening on Project X. I'll definitely have my eye on Project X. I will continue to cover it on Twitch and YouTube and TikTok. It'll be interesting to see where it goes. Just remember, it's very early. All this is obviously very early. I'd like to know more about who's on the development team, to be honest. If 100 Thieves could give us some insight into that, that'd be pretty cool. And if it's already out there, I'm sorry for being out of the loop. Maybe I'm gonna make a separate video if they have that. I don't think they put that quite out there the way that Midnight Society has. But for more coverage of it, obviously, stick with me on Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, all that stuff. See you in the next video. This is still streaming on Twitch, though. Don't go anywhere.